startling attack in a Brown County courtroom caught on video. Green Bay murder suspect Taylor Schabusiness attacked her own defense attorney today.
And just minutes after the attack, her lawyer told the judge he plans to withdraw from the case. The 25-year-old is charged with murder and dismemberment of Shad Therian last February. The attack startled everyone in the courtroom as Schabusiness stood up, still handcuffed, and lunged at her attorney Quinn Jolly. Schabusiness was quickly subdued as the court called for backup. The attack happened roughly 10 minutes into what was supposed to be another competency hearing for Schabusiness. The judge expects to hear expert testimony today, but the defense asked for more time to file a report, saying one of the experts wasn't available today. Judge Thomas Walsh not happy with that information.
Quite frankly, it seems as if this has laid out the process of simply getting an adjournment of the trial, because the idea that all of this occurred yesterday when the report was due Friday is difficult to comprehend.
Despite the attack, Judge Walsh did reschedule Schabusiness' competency hearing for March 6th. Her murder trial has been pushed back to May 15th.